Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I filmed this video already once and I didn't like it, so I deleted it and I'm gonna try again and we'll see what happens. But I was looking around at different people who have content related to their chronic illnesses, and a lot of people with rheumatoid arthritis have videos called My Rheumatoid Arthritis Story, and I was like, oh, okay. And so I thought, well, gosh, I know you can hear my cat meowing in the background. He's going to come over and make an appearance. Frank, what do you have to say? I know. I'm trying to film a video here. What do you think about that? He doesn't really care that I'm trying to film a video here. All right. So anyways, oops, here we go. Frank, I know you can't. Okay, so anyways, I have juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. I was diagnosed when I was 7 years old, and I'm 48 years old now. Let's see. The doctor said that they think my arthritis started to manifest around age 2. My mom said that she could hear me crying all the time when I was a little baby, that I never seemed to be comfortable. And then when I got old enough to start talking and vocalizing, I always wanted her to rub my legs and my arms and stuff like that. So they think that it started manifesting when I was around 2, but I wasn't diagnosed until I was 7. And that was in the 70s, right? Because I was born in 1970. And things were a lot different than they are now. So there wasn't like a lot of different treatments and stuff like that. And I was a child, and they just kind of wanted to see how it went. I did have to go to the hospital for like a week when I was little, and they ran a lot of tests on me before they diagnosed me with it and ruled out other things. And they made sure that indeed that's what it was. I had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. So the rheumatoid arthritis affects every joint in my body. And mostly you can see that it's manifested. I feel like I have a cat hair on my face now. Sorry. Mostly you can see that it's manifested in my hands, where I have like swan neck, I have dropped wrists, they are fused, I have a steel rod in my left arm, and I also have a cyst here on my left hand that I call Janet, because I don't know why. So if your name's Janet, don't be offended, but I just call this puppy Janet. I'm like, Janet, you're really making things difficult for me today. Or, way to go, Janet. It's just like, I don't know. It just popped into my head one day that I'm going to name her Janet, and Janet she is. Okay, so anyways, but I do have the arthritis in every joint of my body. My toes are a lot like my fingers, so swan neck, weird, wonky. I have one that's crossed over the other one, and visibly you can see that I have it in my jaw, where my face is uneven, and I smile crooked. So that's something I'm always working on, like trying to hold my face weird so that when I smile in pictures, it's even. And my husband goes, don't do that. It creeps me out. It doesn't look natural. So anyways, okay, yeah. So I am married. I've been married for almost 9 years now. I have a great marriage. I have a great husband. Super, super, super supportive. I don't take a lot of medication. That's something I feel really weird about. I don't connect with people who have rheumatoid arthritis very well. And I feel weird about that. Like, I wish I did, but I don't, because I don't know anything about the medications that they take. And I just, like, people will say to me, I just got diagnosed with RA. My doctor wants to start me on this, or my doctor suggests that. What do you think? And I'm like, I don't know. Talk to your doctor. If it feels right for you, go for it. If it doesn't, get a second opinion. I don't know what to say, because I don't take a lot of medications. I take Celebrex, and the rest of everything else I take is either like Tylenol occasionally if I have additional pain, or I take supplements. So I take tart cherry. Actually, it's right in front of me, the tart cherry that I take. I was taking the liquid, but now I have switched to the pills because it was giving me heartburn. So I take this, and this was the same brand as the liquid that I used to take. So now I take this, and that seems to be working better. I also take vitamin D, vitamin B complex, fish oil, and glucosamine. So I take, my supplements, and I do really well. I try to be active. I am overweight, but I'm currently trying to lose 40 pounds this year, and I'm about halfway there. And I am trying to lose weight, but I'm very active. My husband and I, we have a membership to a place called Greenfield Village here in Michigan. It's like a a living museum outside, and it's really big, and we walk there all the time. It's very close by, and we go, sometimes a few times a week, sometimes not that often, but I'm always walking. It is not difficult for me to walk at all. I can walk probably a good mile to 2 miles before I start to say, okay, I'm winded, it's hurting my feet, I have to take a break. I do really well. I'm very active. I dance. I move around. I do stairs. I have a very active love life. I just, I'm not one of those people that feels like my illness is debilitating my life. And I think that is one of the reasons why I feel so isolated, because I joined a rheumatoid arthritis support group on Facebook. I was like, oh, I'm going to talk to so many people that are just like me, and I'm going to make friends, and I'm going to, people are going to understand me. And it was just the opposite. I couldn't relate to anybody. I couldn't relate to any of those people at all. And I felt really bad. And I was like, it just sucked. Basically, it sucked. So even though I'm still in the group, I did make it so I don't get any notifications, and I just check in when I feel like it, because I was really frustrated. A lot of the people in the group, and a lot of people I think that have rheumatoid arthritis, they weren't born with it. It's not juvenile. They develop it later in life. And I do understand that it's a lot more difficult maybe for them, because they've lived a relatively normal, healthy life, and then all of a sudden, bam, they're hit with this like horrible disease, and the coping with the pain, and coping with the fatigue, and coping with the other symptoms like fever and rashes, or whatever else they get, is like crazy for them, and extremely difficult. And while I understand that, and I'm empathetic to it, I don't experience that, because I've had it my whole life. I roll with it, and I don't know any other way to be. And so I don't let it hold me back much. I can tell you, like, one of the things that I would read on that Facebook group is people saying, I don't get out of bed anymore. I don't get dressed. I have a lot of difficulty. My sex life with my spouse is over. Let's see, just, like, I'm not social anymore. I can't go to social engagements. I have to cancel because of my pain. And while I empathize with them and I understand where they're coming from, that is not my experience. That is not my rheumatoid arthritis experience, because I've had it my whole life. I'm a very social person. I'm always doing stuff. I go places. We go places. We do things. I went hiking in the Smoky Mountains, and I hang out with my friends, and when I can, if I'm not busy, I'm just active, and I do what I do. I have a gym membership, and even though I haven't been lately, it doesn't have anything to do with my arthritis. It has to do with my laziness or whatever, that I just haven't found the time. So I'm just really, really active, and I believe that is the key. And I know that people that are recently diagnosed, they struggle with that because the pain stops them from being active. But I'm here to tell you, please, please, please don't let that slow you down. Or if it slows you down, don't let it stop you completely, because once it stops you, once it slows you way down, it's so hard to get back out there. You have to be active. You got to use it, or you got to lose it. And I know it hurts. I know it hurts. But you just got to do it. Whether you like it or not, you got to do it. I'll have days where I'll say, my hips hurt. Like, then within the last 2 or 3 years, my left hip particularly bothers me quite a bit. And I have mornings when I get up and I'm like, oh my gosh, this hip is popping. It's grinding. I can hear it clunking and grinding. And then I'll say, you know what? I'm going to go to the grocery store, and I'm going to walk around the whole store like 5 times extra, because I know that moving helps that. I'll take stairs when I can instead of elevator, things like that, because it's just important to keep going. You can't let it slow you down. I don't want to be a cheerleader. I don't want to be anything like that, but that's just my experience. This is just for me. I'm not passing judgment on anybody. I'm not saying this is how you need to live your life. That's just how I do mine, So, yeah. So I don't really take any medication. I don't take any medicine for pain. I do use, massage for pain. I also use is it called percussion? See how uninformed I am about my own stuff? A percussion massager that like punches you, you know what I mean? I use one of those, and I also use peppermint oil. Peppermint oil does a lot for relieving my muscle pain, because actually I think my pain from my muscular pain is worse than my joint pain. When my muscles have to be overexerted or worked weirdly because my joints aren't working properly, so my muscles overcompensate, and I get a lot of thigh pain. I get my thigh muscles bunch up really, really bad. I also get pains in my calf on my left side a lot, and my left foot bothers me quite a bit. So I firmly believe in massage. I'm really, really blessed. My husband's great. He's fantastic. He will massage me before bed if I need it. You know, he doesn't complain. He's very helpful for me. So in that way, I know I'm super blessed, because there's a lot of people that don't have a supportive partner or just a partner at all. So I know that makes things more difficult for them and more of a struggle. But because I do have him, and I do use that massager and stuff like that, a lot of that works for my pain relief. My hands don't hurt as much as you would think they do. They look terrible, but Janet, she's a pain, all right? I whack her on stuff all the time, and it drives me nuts. Like, I mean, seriously, it hurts. Like reaching for something in the refrigerator, and I whack her on the shelf or the door or a bottle of ketchup or something, and the slightest bit of whacking kills me with this thing. I'll like get so much pain that I feel like I'm gonna faint. You know what I mean? It's horrible. I know I could get her taken off, but the thing is they're so likely to come back. You know, like only, what is it, like 75% of people get their cysts back in the same spot. So I'm like, you know what? And I've heard that getting it removed is really painful. So I'm like, why bother? I can deal with her. So yeah, but I don't know what else to talk about. I just, you know, I've always lived my life the way I have, and I'm a firm believer in, you just gotta not give up, you just gotta roll with it, you just gotta be you gotta be positive. I don't know what else to say. I don't usually talk about my arthritis like this, so it's a weird thing. Like I don't talk about stuff like this, you know. I just don't. It's not uncomfortable, but it's foreign to me, you know what I mean? I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about it. A lot of people will probably, I'm not a mom. Well, I am a mom. We did have a son, but we lost him due to a stillbirth. It didn't have anything to do with my rheumatoid arthritis, though. It was something unrelated to that. And there are women with RA that have healthy, beautiful babies every day, and God bless them. I'm so happy for them. But that was not to be for us, and we were never able to get pregnant again. So I do not have any children who are living. So I can't, that's another thing too. Like I know for a woman, when she has children, you know, taking care of them, tying shoes, buckling belts and buttons and stuff like that, and zipping and things, that's hard. You know, I know that's hard, and that's something that, I can relate to that, you know, because it's difficult for me to do that stuff for myself. So yeah, but I have a lot of hobbies. I like to color. That's one of the things I do that's a passive hobby. Like as far as when I'm not active, I do color. And I color a lot with colored pencils and markers. And I would be like a crafting queen if my hands would allow it. But because it's difficult for me to do a lot of stuff, I don't craft as much as I want to. I have a lot of ideas in my head for crafting, and occasionally I'll come up with something, and my husband will help me with a project so that I can do it. But yeah, I color a lot, and it doesn't bother my hands that much. If I do too much, I have to kind of cut myself off, because I get into a place where I'm really into what I'm doing and I don't want to stop. And if I push it too far, then that night or the next day, my arms will ache, you know, my hands and my arms will ache, and I'll have to take some extra Tylenol or something like that. But I love to color. I love to, what else? I love to put on makeup. Beauty products is like one of my hobbies too, like makeup and hair and doing stuff like that. That's something else I'm really into, as far as things that don't involve like being outside or going somewhere or doing something physical. You know, I like to read, I like to watch movies, but I like to be outside and on the go too a lot. Like I am not a person that wants to stay at home. I can stay at home for 1 or 2 days, but man, if I don't get out at least a few times a week, I start to go stir crazy. I got to get going. As far as careers go, I am disabled, considered permanently disabled. but I am able to work a little, and I am an Avon rep, and I do that online, and I have a pretty successful online Avon business, and it works for me because it's not something that's very physical. I make YouTube videos, and I do a little bit of computer work with it, and other than that, that's pretty much the extent of it. So I don't have a physical job, and that works very well for me. I've found my niche. I did go to college. Actually, I have two bachelor's degrees, social work and criminal justice, and I did work in both of those fields for a while. But it's just it's easier where I am at in my life now to have a job or a career that is, I don't have to leave. I can work from home, and that works really well for me. So that's what I do. But oh my goodness, I don't know what else to talk about. So anyways, I got started on this whole thing is because somebody left a comment. A woman named Julie left a comment on one of my videos, a fashion video, asking me about clothing and dressing with a disability and stuff like that. And that's what started this whole thing of me making a playlist of videos just related to my rheumatoid arthritis. Like how I choose my outfits, how I dress, daily struggles, maybe some vlogging, different things, all having to do with having rheumatoid arthritis. And I still don't really know like what exactly I'm going to do with it, all the different videos to make or anything like that. But I was thinking about doing things like showing how I apply my makeup, how I do skincare, how I do my hair, different outfits, depending if I chose them because of how I'm feeling that day. You know, like showing different outfits, different things. I don't really know what else. So I'm kind of lost. So if you have found this video because you've searched out content related to rheumatoid arthritis and you're familiar with other people on YouTube that talk about RA and life with RA, please leave me some suggestions or feedback. I would really appreciate that because like I said, I've had this my entire life. So I'm very, very used to it. This is not new to me. This is my daily life. And I actually have to stop and think about how it affects me because I'm so used to it. You know what I mean? I'm so used to it that I don't think about like how it affects me. You know, I do everything. I get up in the morning and I brush my teeth, I take my shower, I do my hair, I put on my makeup, I cook, I clean, I make Avon videos, I do everything I need to do. So it's like weird. I don't know exactly. I see it from a different perspective. So I need help. So anybody that wants to give me some positive suggestions or, you know, just some different things, if I'm comfortable talking about it or comfortable filming it, I will give it a shot. But I guess that's my RA story. Like I just have it. And even though it's a part of me, it doesn't define me. You know, it's shaped me into who I am, but it's not me. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like a part of me, but it's not all of me. So I guess that's it, right? Yeah. So I feel like I talked a lot. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And like I said, if you have any things you'd like to see as far as content related to this topic, please let me know. And I will do my best to accommodate you. All right, thank you so much. I will see you in the next video.